Hi everyone, welcome to Mission Stitch. My name is Emmy and this is my Flosstube channel about cross stitch. It's so good to be back. As you may know, I was on vacation for a week. We went to Florida to see my daughter who lives there and works there right now. She's doing the Disney College program, and so she is going to school. She's doing online school through a local college here in Utah, and then she is working at Disney, and she has decided she wants to move there. So we went out to try and look at getting some things set up for her. We had to help her with a few things. While we were there, my husband and I celebrated our 24th wedding anniversary. So that was kind of anticlimactic. You know, after that long, you're like, okay. But it was good. It was fine. And then we did a couple of days at the parks. My husband and son went golfing, and I got to go to 2 stitch stores. So I'll talk about that later, but it was fun. The weather was beautiful, and it was just a nice, really nice stay. It was really fun because when we came home, we are finishing our basement, and when we got home, they had done a lot of work. So they put in all of the floors and they painted everything and did all of the trim, like the baseboards and the door casings and doors are in. So that was a really, really fun surprise to come home to. It's getting close. It's really exciting. We're probably a couple of weeks out still. And then I'm going to go in and do some wallpaper and some trim and some paint. And so it'll still be a while before we can fully move down there, but it's amazing to see what it's come from. And I'm super excited to get into my craft room and get that decorated and all organized, and I can see it in my head and it's going to be so good. So that's really exciting. Okay, so what did I work on while I was gone? Let me show you. Okay, so first project I did was Clandestine by Long Dog. It's one of their little peccadillos. So I started this, I love to start a project at the airport, and stitching on the plane is my favorite. And so here is what I got done. Oh, it's turning out so pretty, you guys. The colors of the floss, oh, there we go. They just brightened up a little bit because they're pretty bright. So this is a 40 count fabric. Oh, and it just darkened again. It's being funny. This is a 40 count fabric from Number 12 Stitch Co., which is a dyer in Australia who sells on Etsy. I just got a little kind of seconds pack, I guess, or and this was in there. So I don't know that it has a name, but you could go and look and see. And then the floss is from Live and Dye LA. Dye is D-Y-E. And the owner is Val. I met her at one of the retreats that I went to, and her flosses are beautiful. And so it's this really fun kind of corally red and yellow, and it's just been really fun to stitch with. I love the way it looks on this blue fabric. There we go. That's more what it's like. It was showing really dark, but there we go. Oh, it keeps changing. Aren't videos so funny with the way they change the colors? So, but okay, I have to tell you something. So we get to the airport and we're sitting at the gate, and I'm pull out my stuff and I get it all set up and I start stitching, right? And I did a middle start, and so I started with this medallion. And then we're flying along and I'm stitching along and it's going really well. And we're about maybe an hour out from landing or so, hour and a half. And it's about a 4.5 hour flight. So I've been stitching for a little while, and I had gotten this middle medallion done. Okay, and I was just in a little 6x6 Q-snap. So I pull it off so that I can move to go to a different section. And guess what? I had made a rookie mistake, you guys. I stitched it this way. It was terrible. I was so sad because it was so pretty. So I picked it all out and restitched it, which is so sad because that was a lot of stitching to pull out. And I always think, oh, I could have been so much farther if I would have not had to frog all of that, right? Like I could have been down here, like all that could have been done, all this section, but whatever. So anyways, it really is so cute. It's really, really fun. And this won't take me too long to finish. I don't know. I just need to sit down and finish it. Probably, I mean, a few good days, maybe a week, but. So that is Clandestine by Long Dog. Okay, the next one I worked on. So I worked on that one for, let me think, like 4 days. Then I picked up Pretty Little Amsterdam. I was feeling the urge to start this one. And here is where I got on that. So I got those middle buildings done in that little bridge, and then some of the water and that building down there. Let me show you with the pattern. This is just a 32 count white lugana, nothing fancy. So look, the little tulips at the bottom are so cute. I can't wait to get to those. So this is just a really fun, easy stitch. This is by Satsuma Street, and I love her patterns. I love her use of color, and just her designs are so whimsical and fun. And so I am stitching all of these, not all of the cities, her pretty little cities, but a lot of them. So I want to do a big, thing with all of them. So anyway, so there we go. Pretty Little Amsterdam by Long Dog. So I worked on that one for another 3-ish days. And I just use, oh, do I have my little bag? Oh, you might remember that I made this little bag to take with me when we go to the parks and stuff. And I just loop it around my wrist, and it's got a little hook for my scissors that I just clip in. And from a suggestion by my friend Emily and Ray, I think. I don't remember which of you. So I have this little orc catcher, and I put a snap on so that I could keep it just snapped in my bag. And that worked really, really well. And then I just keep my floss, and my Q-snap fits perfect, and it just hangs from my wrist. And so like when we're waiting in line at the parks or driving, it's little and easy to use. So that's what I did when we were at the parks. All right, the last stitch, I started this when we went back to the airport to fly home, and it is Praiseworthy Stitches Simple Gifts Courage. This is Pam's Survival Sal. Pam of Just Keep Stitching. They started this on the 11th in recognition of her diagnosis of breast cancer. And so I am doing this on, I believe it's a 38 count Wayfairers Cloak with some Threadworx colors. I believe it's Kaylee's Cranberries and Williamsburg Rose. I'll put it down in the box below. But so I worked on this Saturday and Sunday, and here's what I got done. I'm so happy with this progress. And it's just so pretty. It's showing a little dark. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. The Threadworx threads have just the slightest variegation, so it's really subtle but really pretty. I love the way that the colors are pairing up. I love the motifs. It's just been so fun to stitch. Now, I only worked on it for 2 days, and this is a lot of stitching for 2 days, but you have to think, so let me tell you. So we were at the airport, so we were there like 2-3 hours early, so I sat and stitched at the gate, and then we got on the plane. Oh, actually, it was probably more like 4 hours because our flight was delayed an hour, which was a bummer. Then we got on the plane, and then we sat on the runway for like an hour, because they had some extreme weather. They had to wait to pass, I believe. And then it's a longer flight back home to Utah from Florida than it is there because we don't have the tailwind. So it was about 5.5 hours. So it was so late when we got in. Like it was early wee hours of Sunday morning. But I got tons of stitching done. And then Sunday was just a kind of recoup day because, you know, traveling is hard and exhausting, so I got a lot of stitching time in. And again, I just love this. So it's about a quarter, say just a hair over a quarter of the pattern, but it's so beautiful. I'm loving it, So that is Simple Gifts Courage by Praiseworthy Stitches, part of Pam's Survival Sal. All right, then I was invited to a stitch day with some friends. So I took and worked on this project. This is Victorine Dupin, 1908, from Reflets Soie. This is one of the schoolgirl sampler monthly boxes. This, I believe, is January. In the boxes I've shown before, so you can go and watch previous videos to see what those are like. But it comes with the pattern and all of the flosses to stitch the sampler, and then a few other AVAS flosses, and then a few other AVAS flosses. And so this was one of my mania pieces, because the others have all been new starts. So, but here is where I am on that one. So I worked a little more on the border, and then I worked on these alphabets up here. I think these two. So it's coming along nicely. It won't take me too terribly much longer to get it finished. I need to work more on the border, so I'm not stuck doing just the border, but it is a fun little border. You can see, so there's 3 colors. There's a super deep navy, this kind of dusty blue, and then this gold. And it's just really pretty. And the style of these letters are so unique. So I worked on that one day. And then I had one more start that is a stitch along I'm doing with my friend Jill, who is Igadia Stitcher. It is A Perfect World. Now, I picked this up as a UFO from someone at a retreat that I went to. So there was the fabric with a little bit of stitching in it, and then the chart. So this berry bowl was already done. And then I think you would find with the birds and the flower, I think is what was done. And so let me show you what I have finished on it. Okay, this is on the called for fabric with DMC. The called for fabric is a 32 count. Oh no, it's not. I lied. It's not on called for fabric. It is on a 32 count Jobelan, Bittersweet Jobelan. Okay, here we go. So again, this was done. The U-wood was done with the flower was done. Nope, I'm wrong. I did U-wood and in a perfect and the dog's end. So these 2 lines were already done in that variable. So I added these 2 lines and then all of these motifs. Okay, this is the funnest stitch. It has just been such a joy to sit and stitch on. I am loving it. Okay, all the motifs like the deer and the trees. I love these trees. And then I just love this bottom border with the flowers and the checkerboard grass, and that is so fun to stitch too. And I've got those 2 little doggies in, and this is of course the start of the house. So what I'm doing is that I will stitch a length, stitch a length up here, and then a length of black, and stitch a length here on the grass and a length of black, and then stitch a length here on like the flowers, and then a length of black, so that I'm not doing all the black. But it looks so good, you guys. Since this is a 32 count, I am doing 2 over 2, which I don't do very often. My preferred count is 40, but which is what all those other ones were. Oh, and I didn't even tell you what fabric. Oh, so quickly, the fabric on this is a 40 count Hogbristle, if you wanted to know. But it's been fine. Anyways, it's so pretty. I'm really loving it. So I'm going to keep working on this one pretty heavily, dedicate time to it, because again, I'm just, that bottom band, I just love it. I love the way the black makes everything stand out. So pretty. So that is A Perfect World from Scarlet House. All right, so that is everything that I worked on. Let me show you some treasures that I got. So first, my friend Ray wanted me to show this. So when we were in Florida back in December, we went there because both of our girls were living, or no, our older daughter was living there at the time, and my second daughter was getting ready to move there. Anyway, so we went there and spent Christmas all together as a family. And I saw this really Okay, so I saw this dress. This is a picture. I'll put it right up here, or right here. I'll put it right there. Of this dress, and the dress is not cute, right? It's not very cute. But I really, really loved the fabric. And so I'm like, oh, what could I do with that fabric? Could I turn it into a project bag? Do I dare try and turn it into a project bag? And Disney stuff is not inexpensive, but my daughter had her cast member discount, which was a pretty decent discount. And so I decided to buy it. And here's the trick, is that if you are going to buy an item of clothing to use for fabric, I'm sure you could probably, this is common sense, but get the biggest size. So I got a 3X. So this thing was like a tent, okay? But it means I had plenty of fabric. So I turned it into a project bag, and here it is. And it's just so cute. All this fun Disneyland ephemera. If you're a Disney fan, you will appreciate this like I do. I added this little charm, just this little gem charm. And then I just went to Joann's and found some fabric that kind of matched to put inside it. So that was the fabric I found that went inside it. And so there we go. And there's just so many fun little pieces. Let me show you the back. And like tickets and advertisements and books and flyers and photos and anyways, so this makes my heart smile. I just, all this vintagey stuff, it's just really fun. So wanted to show you that. Okay, so along those lines, when we went, I wanted to look and see if there was anything that I could, again, use for a fun project bag, because now that bag this bag is a reminder of that Christmas trip that we did all together as a family. So I found this shirt, and they didn't have a 3X, but they did have a 2X, so I got the 2X, so it's huge, but that means I have lots of fabric. So let me show you. So it just is this really cute print with characters and rides from the Disney parks. Look at the little Walt and Mickey statue. The castle and the train, and that's Pirates of the Caribbean, and that's Stitch and the Astro Orbiters, and Dumbo, of course, and look at the Jungle Cruise boat. Cheshire Cat, Pluto. Anyways, such fun, just a fun print. So I am going to turn this into a bag. Then Epcot is one of the parks in Walt Disney World. And Epcot is my favorite park for a lot of different reasons, but they have something called World Showcase there, that they have a bunch of different countries that are represented, kind of just a taste of the country. Like there's architecture from there, and they try and staff it with natives from those countries. They kind of do their international college program. So that's really fun. So they always have, well, maybe not always, but a lot of the countries have merchandise that is specific to that country, and they usually have tea towels. And so I bought, in Germany, I bought a set of tea towels. So there's this. It's just this cute print with Edelweiss on it and little Minnie Mouse heads. And then it's a 2-pack, and so here's the other one. And so I am going to try and turn these tea towels into a project bag. I've got to play with the measurements and see what I can get, how big a bag I can get, because I want it to store a 12 by 12 Q snap. So 12 by 12, yeah, 11 by 11. Anyways, so we'll see if I can get it, but I'm really excited because if I can make this work, then there's tea towels for a bunch of other countries. So I'll go and get those tea towels. And then it's just, again, a super fun memory of when we were there at the parks and together as a family and just in a place that we love. So I'm excited for that. Okay, then my friend Ray texted me and said, look what I bought at Joann's, and it was Haunted Mansion fabric, you guys. Oh, now the movie is coming out this fall, I believe. Don't quote me on that. And it has Jamie Lee Curtis as Madame Leota. This is Madame Leota right, oh, where's Madame Leota? Right here. So, and I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I think that'll be so fun. But so she sent me a picture of this fabric and one other fabric. I was like, okay, I've got to go get that. So I went and got it and did also a little bit of research and found that another store had a different fabric. And this is another Haunted Mansion fabric, but it kind of depicts the whole ride. So let's see if I can show you. Okay, it's kind of big. So if you've been on Haunted Mansion at either Disneyland or Disney World, they're about the same. So you're greeted, right? This little tomb is at Disney World. Anyways, and so then you go around and you go, and these are just the different things you see, the portraits, and then the coffin, and the knight, and all the pictures, and it just takes you through the ride, through Madame Leota, and the clock, and the ballroom, and the groundskeeper, and the poor little dog, and the singing busts, and anyways, it depicts just lots of really fun scenes from the ride. And so if you love the Haunted Mansion, then this is like the perfect fabric for you. So I was able to find this. I went on the Joann's app and typed in Haunted Mansion, and it pulled up all of their fabrics, and then I clicked on it and was able to see what stores it was at in my area. So this was at one up north by me, so I went and got that, and then this was at one closer to me. So I'm gonna do a bag, of course, so this will be the outside and this will be the inside. I just think that'll be so fun. And again, just a memory of a place that we love. Oh, I also got some fun fabric to use for the inside of my shirt bags, so I'm going to use this. It's just bright and fun and happy. Anyways, so that is some of the treasures I got. Okay, let me show you other treasures I got. So when I was in Florida, I was able to go to a couple of cross stitch stores. So the first one I went to was Brick City Cross Stitch, and that's in Ocala, Florida. It's about, I think it was, I don't know, an hour-ish away from where we were at. So I got a book and a couple of pieces of fabric. So I picked up Crowns and Shields from Blackbird. This is one of their newer books, and I love Quakers, and so of course this yelled my name. This has been calling to me for a long time, so I was excited to pick that up. And I got a couple of pieces of fabric. I got some 40 count tin roof from Weeks, and then I got some 40 count vanilla from Color and Con. Oh, these light colors just do not show. So it's kind of a creamy, nope, we're not gonna get good color on this, I don't think. Kind of a creamy color with a little bit of a pink undertone. Anyways, so those are both super lovely. And again, a fun memory from when I went to a cross stitch store there. Okay, then before we headed to the airport, we went up to Needle Orts. And that is in, where is that? I think it's in Altamont. I don't remember. Anyways, so they are primarily a needlepoint store, but they did have a pretty decent selection of cross stitch patterns. Not a ton of fabric, but lots of patterns. So let me show you what I got. So I got a collection of antique red samplers from JBW. These are just some fun, simple samplers. And then I got another JBW, the Antique Vases sampler. Look at all those vases. And look, this little dog. And the bird, and is that another dog, cat, another dog maybe? Anyways, so I really liked this one as well. And the colors are really fun on it too. The green border and the red and blue letters and this flower border is super pretty. And of course, all these vases. So I really like that. Then I also got Rosewood Manor Strawberry Wishes. This is a Nashville release from this year, I believe. That is super sweet, very fun. And I wanted this one forever and finally got it. Winter White Moth from Kathy Barrick. Love that. And then this is another Nashville release that I've wanted for a long time. This is Between Friends, a spring sampling from Hands On Design and Summer House Stitchworks. And there are just some really fun projects. So there's this cute little sampler. And then, let's see, cute little needle book. Right there. And then there's some biscornus that I love. Okay. Look at those 3 little biscornus. They're so cute. I've never stitched a biscornu. I really want to. I have a couple of patterns. And now I added this. I think this will be one of the first things I stitch in there. And then there's also a pillow. Let's see. Okay, here's the pillow. They made into a little pocket pillow. I mean, I guess it's not a pillow. You can make it whatever you want, but that's super cute. Anyways, this is just a really fun book. Lots of cute projects, great directions. It looks like there's some specialty stitches and they walk you through it really well. So anyways, so that was the other thing that I purchased at Needle Orts. So lots of fun souvenirs from my trip. All right, then I had some orders come in and I did a couple of online orders. So the Wishing Thorn, Bridget, I believe is her name. So she has an online store that you can buy paper patterns or PDFs. So I bought some PDFs. So I bought this one, this Twilight Wood sampler. I love this. I love the Art Deco feel of it. I'm a sucker for Art Deco stuff. And the colors are, there's a couple of pinks and then creams and browns and kind of gray browns. I'm thinking about maybe changing it to like blues and purples. I don't know, but I do really love this too. This would actually look really pretty with my Rose Quaker, but I don't know. So anyways, so I got that one. And then I also got this, and this was the real reason I bought stuff, is because I've looked at this for forever and loved it. And she had it on sale and I was like, okay, I will bite. This is the, oh, sorry, Anne McFarlane sampler. And it's just so unique. I love the houses in the border and that tree at the bottom. And so this is just going to be so pretty stitched up. Now it is big. It is, let's see if I can find the stitch count. Maybe not. Oh, I guess I don't have it. Anyways, but it's like in the 200s for sure. Oh, no, it's bigger. It's in the 300s. It's 387 by 316. So it is a big girl, but alphabets go pretty fast. And then see, those houses are not filled in. So I don't think it would take a super long time. Like, is it going to take a while? Absolutely. And of course you've got some over one stitching with the verse and everything, but I don't think it'll be terribly long. So I got that. All right. Then I had another online order, PDF. So some of you might have seen that Twin Peak Primitives put their store 25% off. Not 25%, oh my gosh, 40% off their PDFs, their Etsy store. So I was like, okay, I will jump. So this was one that I wanted since it came out at market. And so I was able to get it. Scheherazades Dream. I don't know what it is about this one, but I love it. It's so, so pretty. And it's big too. This one's a huge one. I mean, it's 445 by 307. It is big, but it is stunning. And then I also got, and I think this was also a Nashville release. Maybe not, but maybe. Phoenix Sampler. And I love that house. And look at that bouquet. Oh, it's so pretty. And then, of course, the Phoenix birds on either side. This one is 241 by 241, so it's square. And that border is really pretty. It's hard to see those flowers though, so I might change that to a different color or do it on a darker fabric so that it shows better. Because it's on just says gray linen, a 36 count gray linen. But it's pretty. All right, and then I got a couple of other little patterns. This sleigh ride. And then I got this, Sounds of Christmas, Hark the Herald Angels Sing. And these two patterns, I have a specific reason that I got those purpose. And I've got to chart it out and see if it's going to work, but I'm pretty sure it's going to, and so I'm super excited. So those were my charts I got from Twin Peak Primitives on their 40% off sale. All right, then another Etsy seller designer that I follow is the Artsy Housewife, and she was doing a discount on all her paper patterns because she's going strictly to PDF patterns on her Etsy. And so I got some patterns from her. So I got Peace, which I love, the turquoise house. And I love the scale of this so that it's like you're far away and you're looking through a tree branch and then the house is far in the background. And I really like the way she pieced those together. I don't know if I'll do that, but it's really pretty. And then I got Grace, and this one's very similar where she pieced it together and it's got kind of the same layout. Look at that bird. Anyways. And then this one, this is the one I went in for and really loved. I've wanted this one for a long time and now I have it. A Study in Pink. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I love this one. Now it's deceivingly big. It's 193 by 153. So it's pretty big. And look at all of that solid stitching. So lots of color changes, but the effect is beautiful. And this border is so pretty. So I got those from her. Okay, then I got an order. Cross Stitch Supplies, an online shop I found out was going out of business. So I wanted to see what I could find. So there wasn't a ton left, but there was a little bit. I bought some 56 count linen, you guys. I have not done anything on 56 count, but I'm going to try it. So I just got a piece of cream and a piece of white. And then I also got a piece of Bergen linen, which is 46 by 41. So the weave is not even. The threads between the warp and weft are different. And I'm always apprehensive. I've never bought any because I'm like, I don't want to skew my patterns like that, but I will find a pattern that this will work for. And it's a smaller piece and it was pretty inexpensive. And so I was like, okay, for, a few dollars, I will try a piece of that. So it's just white, nothing exciting. And then I got a piece of 46 count Confederate gray by Weeks. So, oh, and then I also got this Sophia Doggett from Hands Across the Sea, which is a Quaker, which I love. Quakers, you guys know that. And this is a pretty big one too, 294 by 277. But again, I love Quakers because you can just do a motif and have like a mini finish. And there's some really fun ones in there. I love the way that she turned them on the border to nest together. I love that. So I got that. Okay, then I had an order come in from Victorian Rose Needle Arts. She did a sale on Atomic Ranch fabrics, and so I bought a few pieces. So this is 40 count Mellow Stone. Oh, that's pretty good. That is not so good. It's maybe just a hair creamier. So just a nice mottled neutral fabric. And then, sorry, I've got to put it, okay. Then I got Vanilla Cream, 40 count. That's an Atomic Ranch. And it's pretty similar to the Mellow Stone, maybe just a hair lighter. And it's getting so washed out, but it is lovely. There's not the modeling. This is more of just a solid color. And then I got blush. This is just a really pale, lovely pink. I mean, if I put it against my shirt, oh, maybe that kind of helps because my shirt's white. Sorry, and this is from the blinds that I'm sitting in front of. So sorry about that. Anyways, and then, oh, yes, I was very excited about this one. This is Clouds. This is a 46 count. So, oh, that's showing a little bit darker than it really is. It's just a really light mottled, pretty blue. And I have a chart that I want to see if this will work with. So I'm super excited for that one. And then the last piece is Wild Mint, 40 count. And oh, that's pretty true right there. It reminds me a little bit of Cypress from Fiber on a Whim. This is maybe a little more mottled, but it's just beautiful. Okay. And then I got some patterns. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So I got, oh, this is French, you guys. I'm not even going to try. Anyways, from Reflets Soie. I saw someone was stitching this on Instagram and they were doing it in purples. It was stunning. It was so beautiful. So I hunted it down and ordered it. So pretty. And then another market release that I have been wanting to get, I finally bit on. Honey Fair. You may remember it. I stitched Strawberry Fair earlier this year. I think, was it February I did it maybe? Anyway, so that is super cute. And also another market release, the Cuckoo Bird Sampler from Heart and Hand. All right, so I think that's everything. That's all, guys. My plans, what am I going to do? I'm going to keep working on A Perfect World. If I get that done, I have no idea if or when I will, but I'm going to keep working on it pretty heavy. I also want to finish a bunch of projects that are getting relatively close, like that Reflets Soie sampler, the blues and gold one. I want to work on finishing that one. I want to work on finishing my Long Dog Clandestine. I also have a couple of others that are closer. So for the month of July, I think that's what I want to do, is I want to really focus on getting some of those projects done that are more than halfway, that if I just push really hard for a week or so, that I could get done. That is my plan. But you never know. A new start might call to me and I might do that. And I am open to whatever happens. I hope you all are doing well. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I love and appreciate your comments so much. Feel free to like and subscribe. And until next time, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to stitch. Bye, everyone.